Beautiful morning out here on the Kentucky River here in Kentucky. There's geese flying around across the road. Just a few minutes ago I heard a turkey over there, and it's very peaceful right now. The river looks like glass. It's so slick. And I'm just up here enjoying my coffee up here on the deck. We got our hot coffee. We had a good evening hanging out with our friends Lance and Laura. They're right over there, a couple spots over. And grilled us some steaks last night. Yesterday we had picked up a couple, well actually a steak for all of us, so we picked up 4 steaks, some filet, prime filet. Grilled them right there on the little Weber. Abby made a salad, and we had a great meal right here at this table on the deck, and it was awesome. Got to catch up with our friends and talk about things. Today we are going to, this morning, Lance and I are going to run into town to the auto parts store because he's having problems. He's got a F-150 that he pulls behind the camper there, and he's having problems electronic. We think it's the battery is shot, like maybe there's a dead cell in the battery. I tried to jump him off whenever he got here. We couldn't get the thing to jump off. Can't get the truck to crank. So we're gonna run into town, get the battery checked. Hopefully it's gonna say it's a bad battery and get a new battery regardless. Bring it back, and hopefully that's gonna fix the problem with Lance's truck. So that's what we're gonna focus on this morning, first thing, get that done. And then we will load up whatever we need, and we're going to head over to our friends, the Summers, Steve Summers, hang out with him and go check out his repaired shop that he has been working on the past year. So I'm going to get back to enjoying my coffee, and we'll see you real soon. Kind of a change of plans today on everything that we're going to be doing. That's Lance's truck right out there, the red F-150. He's having some issues with it. We can't get it fixed. We went into town, got a new battery. The battery did not fix the issue, so there's something electrical going on that we can't fix here. It needs to be hooked up to a computer and find out what it is. So we've got a tow truck on their way out here. They should be here within the hour. Pick it up and run it into a mechanic shop in town. The Ford dealership is not open for service today, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to find out what's wrong with it or not. We may end up being here a little longer than what we planned if the sites are available. So that's what we've been dealing with past couple hours, and I'm going to go ahead and fix some breakfast now. So we got some bacon and eggs. We're going to go do some cooking here for some breakfast. I got the stove set up. I had bought some fresh bacon from Kroger yesterday, and we got some eggs. We got a beautiful morning. We've got the stove ready to go. So let's at least have some breakfast while we wait for the tow truck.
Where you want. Am I allowed to cuss?
You can say whatever you want.
I was telling him the Goodyear is on the other side of town from the Ford dealership.
Yeah.
And then my experience with Goodyear is like,
Yeah, I know.
but
It's a Hail Mary that we're going to try.
Yeah, we're just going to give it a shot, I guess, and
Yeah.
see if they can do something.
Yeah, I mean, I may waste a diagnostic fee, but brother, whatever, he was up there, and he works at Ford. He's a technician.
he's the engine guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he tears the engines apart.
Okay, I asked him, and he said, yeah, they're going to have to put it on the computer. He said, I probably can't help you. So.
Yeah.
This worked out a lot easier than I thought it was going to do.
Yeah.
with the rollback.
If you would cut it to the left a little bit. There we go.
Is that good?
Look good right there.
It's a beautiful back road here that gets you into the campground. A little narrow, but beautiful.
Not really good sight though. My F-150 getting towed.
No, that's not a good sight. We don't like that, but
it's beautiful.
Luckily, we're finding some help here and getting it done.
I guess if you got to get towed, Kentucky's a good place to do it. Huh?
There you go. I swear everybody knows everybody here.
I know it.
The tow truck guy, he was hollering at everybody, you know, they were talking to him. Well, we made it to the Goodyear in Frankfort. We don't really know if this is going to be worth a stop, but it's the only place available that we talked to that can actually look at it. They said that their computer system may not do what's got to be done, so this may end up having to be a situation where we take it to the actual Ford dealership. But today's Saturday. I don't think the mechanic shop there, the service center, is open on Saturday. So we really don't know what's going to happen. We're thinking it's going to end up having to go to the Ford dealership Monday to get worked on, but he's hoping this is, like Lance calls, a Hail Mary, where maybe they can get this thing fixed and we'll be able to go about our business. And because we're supposed to be leaving tomorrow being Sunday, but we may be extending our stay another extra day or two here anyway. Well, here's the unfortunate news. It cannot be fixed here at Goodyear. We actually believe that the transmission is toast and kind of got tore up in the towing process. Kind of a long story. We might go into it later, let Lance kind of explain what had happened. It had to do with the battery going dead and dropping out of tow haul mode that you have to be in. So I don't think the transmission got released the last time that he pulled away with it, and it tore up the transmission. That's what we think is going to happen. So nobody's open today. There's no telling how long it's going to take to get it fixed. We're actually going to have it towed back to the campground. Steve Summers said he's going to load up a bunch of tools. He's going to come out and help us. We're going to disconnect both of the drive shafts because it is a four-wheel drive truck, tie them up out of the way, and Lance is just going to tow it back home so that he can figure out what to do with it at home. Steve didn't know that we were going to be putting him to work, coming up here to visit. Yeah, we were just going to come play in the shop.
Yeah, my life work is play, really, I guess.
So anyway, give you kind of an update on what's happening here. The really nice tow truck driver here, this is his place, Holbrook Towing and Recovery here in Frankfort. And what he offered to do, because Lance wanted to go ahead and just disconnect the drive shafts. That way he can hook to it with the RV and pull it back to Florida, and he can deal with this there, since it being on a Saturday and not knowing what's going to happen. So whenever we started discussing this is what we want to do, he offered, he goes, hell, I'll just pull it back here to my yard. You guys can work on it right here. It's nice and open, which it is. Nice big driveway. And he said that he can just leave his truck sitting right here. And then tomorrow we'll pull down here with the RV, back up to it and hook it up and pull it out of here. So Steve offered to come down and give us a hand, give Lance a hand, and get the drive shafts disconnected, which they just did. They disconnected them. I believe they just tied them up with a bunch of rope up in there. And now he can hook to it and just freewheel it, just pull it on back to Gainesville. So that's what the game plan is from here. So big thanks to Holbrook for helping us out today. That was awesome. And of course, Steve for coming down, giving him a hand. But we're going to try to go to his house and check out the shop before too long. Yeah.
Excited about it.
So my apologies to all my viewers out there. I messed up again, and there were several segments here at Steve's personal shop that I filmed. Wanted to give like a shop tour, and for some reason I did not have my mic on. That's something that I'm quickly learning with using these Rode mics, is how important it is to check and verify that you actually have audio before you start recording. So I'm getting in the habit of looking at the receiver and just, you know, doing a test and making sure that I'm getting audio whenever I'm doing my recordings. But every now and then I still mess up and don't get it. So anyway, I'm going to try to talk you through some of what I was capturing here at Steve's shop. If you go to his channel and look over the past year, he's got a full series on repairing this shop of his. This wall that I'm showing you right here, he completely rebuilt this wall from what was originally there. Whoever had built that shop just poured a slab, and then they built the walls right on top of the slab without pouring a footer in there. And this is him. He's nearly got it complete. You can see he's putting his siding up on there, and it's looking beautiful. But Steve went in there and took that wall down brick by brick, cleaned the bricks, went in there and actually dug and poured the proper foundation for the shop, had it poured, and then came back in there and built another wall. But this time he eliminated some of the brick in the center, which is where you see the plywood there. This is Steve here, so make sure you check him out on YouTube and Instagram if you have that. But it really makes the shop nice in there, having those windows. He didn't have windows before. He took a double sliding door and modified it to make those 2 large windows that you see, and then put 3 regular windows in between them. So he's got a beautiful view looking outdoor of his shop now. He's got a creek there next to the shop, and now he can look out and look at the trees, the beautiful green colors, the nature, the squirrels, and the wildlife while he's sitting there doing his work at his workbench there in his shop. So it's been an amazing process watching him repair that shop from what was a broken shop that could have been a catastrophe, really, because that wall was falling. And he did it safely. He did it himself with the help of his wife and a couple of his friends, his son. There's a shot at the creek there next to his shop. And he does a good job of showing a lot of this kind of stuff in his videos there as well, you know, showing the water flowing through there when it is. So just be sure to check out his channel. Steve's a great guy, a great friend, and we really enjoyed hanging out with him. And we were hoping to spend more time with him than we did, but it just didn't pan out that way. So this is the famous Walnut, the squirrel. They do have a pet squirrel, and this is the third that I remember. This is the third squirrel now that they have rescued and taken care of. I believe it's a young squirrel, and they'll probably eventually, you know, let him go if he decides to run off and live his own life out in the woods. But it's pretty interesting. I've never known anybody to have a pet squirrel before, but Steve and Elizabeth, they do a good job of taking care of the animals there, and you know, they feed it, take care of it, shelter it, and it's their pet. It's really unique, but it's very interesting too. That was the first time that I had ever pet a squirrel. Actually, I think I reach in there in this clip and show you kind of petting on it, but pretty cool. Walnut is the star of many of Steve's videos, and you know, several of his videos back showing the previous 2 squirrels. They're in those videos too. So y'all be sure to check him out. He's got some really great videos to watch, and I gotta say, Steve he's an awesome friend, and I'm glad to know him. I just realized that last clip I did with the Eutectic, I may not have gotten audio on that. I might have forgotten to turn my mic on, so that's just what seems to happen. But anyway, Lance is going to continue to do some work there with Steve on some of the scraping, and he's going to stay behind. I am headed back to the camp now because it's starting to get late, and we had planned to do a big barbecue there at the camp today with everybody. So I'm going to head on back and start getting everything ready for that. They're going to continue to work, and then you know, Steve and Elizabeth will, you know, they're going to come over there and they'll bring Lance with them. So that's about it for my visit here at Steve's awesome Kentucky workshop. This is the drive down to the campground. I wanted to give you a shot of this because I think it's so beautiful up in there. I gotta say, everywhere we go, everywhere we've been in Kentucky so far has been just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. It just seems very green there, very vibrant. I love the hills and the rolling hills and the creeks and the rivers. It's just a really beautiful place there in Kentucky. Time to add some chicken.
Yes.
Yep, we got the whole chicken there cut in half. Let's go ahead and take the lid off. We've got 2 racks of baby back ribs in there. Now, we're gonna have the whole chicken. Just like
It's amazing how much meat you can get in there.
Oh yeah, man, you can put more in there if you needed to. I thought that was a 3-pack of ribs. Now I cut it open, I realized it was the 2-pack from BJ's. Sam's is the 3-pack. I think it's gonna be plenty though. We're gonna give Steve and Elizabeth Summers is coming, and they're gonna have some A-bomb barbecue for the first time. So I hope I pull it off right.
You will.
Hope so. What's the matter?
Oh, that's the grossest thing that's ever happened.
What happened? You say you sucked that bug up your nose?
Yes, and it's like in the middle.
Let me look up. Can they see it?
No.
You probably got it out of there.
It's creepy.
She was in there wigging out because she sucked a bug up
Yeah,
her
but
nose.
when you can actually like feel it up in, that's not good.
Up there crawling around,
That's not good.
wiggling.
Stop. Oh. Oh, that's so gross.
Well, maybe you got it out of there.
just
I was showing them the barbecue.
I'm sorry.
Look at, yeah, the mic's on.
It's
Okay.
still there. It's still
I know
there.
it feels like it's there for a while. All right, so we got the barbecue going. Like I said earlier, Steve, Elizabeth, they're going to come over and join us. Of course, Lance and Laura are here as well. I'm doing some ribs. We're doing the baby back ribs and whole chicken. Plus, we're going to get the cast iron out. We're going to do some asparagus and what was the other one?
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. I can never remember Brussels sprouts, even though I know what it is. I just can't ever remember to say.
Most people are like,
Oh, they're going to be good. You cook them in the cast iron with a little seasoning, some butter. Man, they're so good. Let's take a look at the meat. There's our ribs and chicken. It's going to be good. Beautiful Kentucky River behind us there. I might even bust out the, we got the bourbon that Dave gave us.
oh yeah.
I think I want to get that bottle out and try it.
Should.
Dave Rubin, Farm Fabrication, give me a bottle of bourbon that they had. They had some bottled with their logo on there, but they
That's
picked
so
out
cool.
they picked the barrel that they wanted, and then they had some bottles of that bottled up to I think give away to friends or whatever customers.
It's still up there.
Is it?
Yes.
I got to help her do some surgery real
How
quick.
do I get it out of there?
You got to keep blowing.
Oh, that's so gross.
You got to keep blowing on it.
There's nothing else.
I don't know what to do for you. You need one of those like nostril
I
cleaners,
need
you
to
know,
see.
where you like you turn sideways like that, you
A
know.
neti pot?
Yeah.
No. Maybe it's gone. I don't know.
All right, I'll get up in there and check for you.
Okay.
We got everybody out here. Steve and Noelle over there. Lance and Laura. Smoker going. We just put the veggies on, get those cooked. By the time these guys are ready, it'll be time to pull the barbecue. Join some nice Kentucky bourbon as well. Nice night. We got the A-bomb barbecue served up. Everybody's got a plate. Is it okay? Is it bad? You tell me if it's bad.
We just keep practicing. We'll keep coming.
I'm just practicing. Seriously, I'm just trying to perfect it here. So we got our, there's our other half of chicken. We've already carved up the other. We got some more greens here. Still got a couple racks of ribs in there. We're getting ready to carve up now. So far, so good.